When you see the whole world shaking and you feel your heart is breaking, take my hand, no hesitating. Oh, when you're just so tired of trying, all alone you feel like hiding. Together we'll keep fighting. There's no stopping us. Hold on, we're gonna make it. We're gonna make it. Don't stop now. Hold on, we're gonna make it. We're gonna mountains too high we can climb it. Feel this, we're taking the moment. There's no stopping us. Hold on, we're gonna make it. We're gonna make it. Can you see the sun is shining like a new hope? Feel it rising, coming over the horizon. There's no stopping us. Hold on, we're gonna make it. We're gonna make it. Don't stop now. Hold on, we're gonna make it. We're gonna mountains too high we can climb it. Feel this, we're taking the moment. There's no stopping us. Hold on, we're gonna make it. We're gonna make it. Don't you give up, don't you give up on me. Don't you give up, don't you give up now. Don't you give up, don't you give up on me. Don't you give up, don't you give up now. Don't you give up, don't you give up on me. Don't you give up, don't you give up now. Don't you give up, don't you give up on me. Don't you give up, don't you give up now. There's no stopping.
Okay, here we are. It's October the 14th, and I'm actually live. I'm actually live right now. This is not pre-recorded. I prepared for early this morning and ran some errands, did some work, and we're starting, and we're live at right now. It's about 7:01. So I'm Chris Gaudullo. I am an associate broker and also a licensed referral specialist for Realty Connect LLC. And this is my weekly podcast, Real Estate with Mr. G. We have quite a few things to talk about. And we're going to talk about today's prices. We're going to talk about mortgage rates as well. There's news about that as well. Let me talk a little bit about how my business works, okay? You could go to my website and actually let me put it up as a caption right now so you can see what that is. And you could, if you're looking at my screen right now, which I hope you are, I also load this with Spotify, so but you could hear it or watch it on Spotify, which I think is really great. So you could type in real estate with US, okay, and that will work. When I put real estate with US in, let's say, a social media post, it doesn't generate for some reason. I have to check with GoDaddy about that. But it's actually the website address. Your address is realtyconnect.com /Christopher Gaudullo. and you can go there. Now, if you see with my URL address that I created, that's actually a forwarding address, you see .us, and that means that I could find you a home anywhere within the United States, or you could list a home anywhere within the United States. So basically, you enter your information, and wherever you want to buy or wherever you want to list, you will be presented with three top producing agents in that area. And they'll send you out information, and they'll talk to you, and you decide which one works best for you. And you can still use me as a consultation. So you're getting two for the price of one, but if you're buying, there's no cost to you for using the service. And if you're selling, if you're listing a property, there's no additional fee. I get paid from the commission. There's not an extra point or a half a point added on because you went through my services. So it's good. So I could still consult you, we could talk, but the actual showing of the property and the actual listing of the property will be done with agents within the Realty Connect world, okay? So since I brought that up, let's look at this nifty little video I made about that. So anywhere within the United States, I could help you find a home, or I could help you list a home, okay? I think that's real nice. I think that's real nifty. Okay, so let's go to our topic question of today, okay? And let's bring in our guest. And actually, Mr. Real Estate with Mr. G is going international. So we have actually somebody from overseas asking the question. I think that's really great. It's very exciting.
Hello, Mr. G. As you can see, your video podcasts are reaching viewers around the world. What are the projections for home prices as we reach the end of 2023? My family is considering coming to America and purchasing a home. Keep these wonderful video podcasts going. Hope to meet you in America.
And I hope to meet you too, Mr. Wang, as you come to America, okay? And I wish you a safe journey as you do that. And that's a very good question. A lot of people have that on their mind. What's happening with the whole price? Well, we're really towards the end of 2023, right? We're in it's really the middle of October now, and we have November, December. So we're going to see where they really went for this year. And we're going to talk about good things about it, and we're going to talk about bad things about it. So let me get my PDF file here on the screen. And here we are. So the latest expert forecast for home prices in 2023. So are you thinking about making a move? If so, all the speculation that home prices would crash this year may have you feeling a bit on edge about your decision? Let the data and the experts reassure you. Prices aren't in a downward spiral and will actually finish the year strong. And why is that? Okay. Well, even though you may have heard talk about prices would drop 5, 10, or even 20% this year, that hasn't happened. The big reason is the big reason why is the supply of homes for sale is too low, and there are just more buyers looking to buy than homes available, and that's kept prices from falling. To prove this year wasn't a bust for home prices, let's look at the latest 2023 forecast from a number of experts. So we're going to move down to this graph here. So the blue line to the left is actually showing the average of all these here. Let me see what's happening. Oop, I hit the wrong thing. I hope you're still there. You're still there, right? Okay. I was actually just trying to get my highlight pen here. Hello. Let's see. Oh, it's doing this again. All right. All right. I can't use my highlight pen on this portion here for some reason. I guess because it's in the graph here. But anyway, that's very strange. All right. So you have AEI, you have Zillow, Fannie Mae, HPES, MBA, and the National Association of Realtors. And they all give their predictions of the home prices where they went this year. So we go as high as 6%. Let's try one more thing here. I don't know why. All right. And the National Association of Realtors, which I think they deal more directly with the sales of homes and the sale of homes, the purchase of homes. You have MBA, that's the Mortgage Business Association. Zillow, everybody knows Zillow. Fannie Mae is the lending organization where you could get your mortgages through. I have to double check what the HPS is here. But they're basically all, except for the National Association of Realtors, have the prices going up this year pretty high. And you might feel confident with Zillow, because everybody knows Zillow, but with many realtors, we're not that crazy with Zillow because they give their estimates and they're usually really, really off. Now, well, actually, the HPS, I don't know if I could highlight it over here. Let's see. Oh, here it works. I guess on the graph, I'm sorry, it went to my other website. Anyway, one of the 6 forecasts represented in the graph is the Home Price Expectation Survey from Pulsenomics. It combines survey results from over 100 economists, investment strategists, and housing market analysts. The HPS found that the average from all of the 100 of those experts is 3.3% price growth for the year, which actually, yeah, it came out to me, which is probably, this is the best estimate to give here, is the HPS, because here the average in blue, they took the average of these 6 here, came out to 3.3, and that's actually where HBS is. So that's a good thing. But nonetheless, it has shown, even after the pandemic, when we had unbelievable increases in home prices, even in 2023, home prices went up an average of 3.3%. Now that's wonderful if you're a seller, of course, right? I mean, basic economics is that when you have a smaller supply and a strong demand, prices will go up, and we still are experiencing that right now. So for the seller, it's great news. For the buyer, it's a little bit of a hard time, especially, and let me get this article on the stream here. Will mortgage interest rates go up in November? And this article basically is saying most likely it will. Let me move it down a little bit. And this is actually from CBS News. And they're saying, while not as high as earlier in 2023, persistent inflation is still a problem to be dealt with, particularly as the 3.7% rate it currently sits at is substantially higher than the Federal Reserve's 2% target goal. With an elevated inflation comes elevated interest rates. So, will mortgage interest rates go up this November? The Federal Reserve has already implied that another rate hike is coming this year. And with just 2.5 months left until 2024, it could be announced following their October 31st to the November 1st meeting. So we're really getting close to 8%. All right, so down here it says, so the 7.89% average mortgage rate for a 30-year loan available today is likely to creep up even further in the weeks to come, possibly as soon as November. So this is making it even more difficult, especially for new home buyers who may be in the beginning of their careers and they're not making a heck of a lot of money right now. All right. And these dramatic increases in interest rates and in home prices will hurt first-time home buyers. I mean, all buyers. But, you know, if you have just came out of college and you have your first big pay amount, a big wage, but it's, you're going to be, as you work further on within the corporation or the company, or if it's the military, of course, the longer you stay in, the higher your pay will be. And again, with the with people who have not owned a home before, it's not a situation where they're buying the second home. Well, the second fully occupied home, they have to sell their original one first that they're living in now. But with the increase in the prices of the homes, most likely the seller will have a nice profit, and they could use that money maybe to buy down the rate or put more money down so their monthly mortgage payment is smaller. So what's nice about this article is it talks about ways of helping you deal with that situation of an increase in interest rates. So you could buy mortgage points, you could pay for them, and basically you have to really go into detail with your loan officer, and they'll do the math and you could either buy down the point, or if the loan officer says, "What? But if you could take that money and make a larger down payment, you might fare better." Okay, but it's a numbers game and it's a case by case scenario, and your loan officer uh, will have to will be the best one to give you the answer on that. Um, Especially if you could get gift funds from someone else to help pay down the rate or put down the larger down payment. There's a whole bag of tricks that could be done. Okay. Or the next thing, which now is becoming a little bit more popular, is consider an adjustable rate mortgage, where the beginning rate will most likely be lower than the ongoing rate. So let's say mortgages now, let's make it simpler, 7.5%. You might have a teaser rate of 5%, and that will last perhaps for 2 years. It depends how the mortgages are written, but there's usually a gap, and they said, well, it could go from 5% maybe to 10%, and it's usually over a certain period of time. But there will be a point where, it would stop increasing. Okay, where there's a cap, so it won't go over 10%. Now, the best scenario for the adjustable rate mortgage is that, okay, I probably will just be staying in this home for 4 or 5 years. I could be in the military, and I've been sent to another state, and I'm going to be there 4 years, so I'll buy a house. But then they're going to ship me out, or I'm going to go somewhere else, and I could sell the house. And I lived in a house, it was mine. I owned the house, but I paid a rate below the current fixed rate, and I got ahead of the game. Now, if you stay longer in the house and you're at a point where your adjustable rate mortgage rate is higher than the current fixed rate, you could always refinance. So that's the other answer to that situation. Okay. So what's nice about this article is that it's showing ways to work around another increase in mortgage rates. And that's a good thing. That's a nice, helpful article. Okay? So we actually have a video that talks about the current home prices. And let's watch that now. So you can see I'm getting ready for the Halloween weekend, or I know it's on weekend, but I don't know if we call it the Halloween season, but you could see that getting ready for Halloween with the little wizard there, okay? All right, and what I also want to add, don't forget, on my blog site, I have, okay, and there's the address down here, realestateWithMrG.blog/resource-materials. And on it, this just came out, maybe about 3 or 4 weeks ago. But we have the Things to consider when buying a home, the fall 2023 edition, and you could download it for free. And also the things to consider when you are selling your house, the fall 2023 edition. These guides come out 4 times a year, and they're seasonal, but they give you the most updated information, and so it's really good. But then you still contact me to help you find the right agent to buy or sell your home. Okay? Isn't that a nice thing? All right. I'm hearing from our producer, Isabella. Did I do everything I had to do? Yeah. I'm hearing from my producer that we have a famous Russian ballerina in the audience. Is that true, Isabella?
Mr. G, great news. We have a celebrity in the audience. After enrolling in St. Petersburg's theater school, it didn't take long for her to take center stage, graduating at the tender age of 17 as a leading soloist. She was taught by the great Frenchman Charles Dildot, dancer, choreographer, and creator of the ballet shoe, which further propelled her career. Ladies and gentlemen, Avdotia Istomina.
Wow, that was very impressive. I'm very happy that Adosha Istamina stopped by in the audience and gave us that little show. Thank you very much. All right, so that's our show for tonight. I got under 30 minutes, which I'm glad I did. I like it better that way. It's been a rough week for everyone, and I pray that we could find peace with all our conflicts that are going on throughout the world. So always remember, the greatest power we have is to love, and the greatest gift each other. So be kind to each other, and I'll see you next week.